Good evening. All right, it works. All right. It's nice to see all of you guys. We are here to celebrate our not now future educators, but we are educators. Give yourself a round of applause. Woo! It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this induction ceremony where we will celebrate the beginning of your journey as professional educators. Today we are joined by experienced and seasoned educators who will guide and mentor us as we embark on the exciting new chapter of our lives. Take this out because this is not the vibes. Sorry. Becoming an educator is no easy task, as we all know. It requires passion, dedication, and a strong commitment to students we serve. As we begin our journey as professional educators, I want you to know that we are not alone. We have the support of our colleagues, our mentors, and the entire education community, and also me, because, I got y'all back. So today we will be inducted into a community of educators who are dedicated to shaping the minds and hearts of the next generation. We have been and will continue to be taught and mentored by experienced professionals who have dedicated their lives to the field of education. They will continue to share with us their knowledge, skills, and expertise, and they will guide us as we develop our own teaching style and philosophy. As we embark on this journey, I urge you to remain passionate and committed to your craft. Teaching is not a profession, it is a calling. It requires patience, creativity, and a willingness to learn from both success and failures. You will face challenges along the way, but you will also experience the joy of seeing your students grow and succeed under your guidance. To all the novice educators here today, I want to congratulate you on taking the first step towards a fulfilling, rewarding career. I want to thank the professional educators who have volunteered their time to guide and mentor us, and I want to encourage you to remain committed to the important work that we do as we help to shape the future of our society through education. And I also want to thank somebody that's dear to my heart. She gets on to me every day. I call her. But I want to give a round of applause to Dr. Medline. She has helped us. She comes to the school when we need her. She pretends like she is our mother. She fights for us, and I appreciate her, and I'm going to miss her. So thank you, guys, and thank you for all the other advisors that are not here with us today that have helped us along the way and helped us get into the schools that we wanted to, helped us great jobs. So I appreciate you guys, and I love y'all.
Did you not put this back on? Okay. Welcome to all of you in the audience. New graduates of Albany State University, new teachers in the profession, parents, grandparents, spouses, children, relatives, friends, faculty, staff, and administrators. I just saw somebody I taught a long time ago. ASU has shown itself to be unsinkable and indestructible. This is because we all stand together, strong, and we will remain an immovable force in education for years to come. On behalf of the President of Albany State, Dr. Marion Ross Frederick, and the Dean of the College of Business, Education, and Professional Studies, Dr. Peter Nwafu, I would like to thank you for attending this memorable occasion. It's one that should be celebrated. You have chosen a career in education. It is the most rewarding career. I want to cry. I'm so proud of you guys. Financially, socially, and professionally. You will touch the lives of many children and leave a true legacy in the entire world. All children will need you for something. Some will need your academic strength. Others will need you as a mentor. But all your students will need your love. You entrusted us to prepare you to be the best educators. At this point, you have succeeded. You have passed your courses, passed your GACE, completed student teaching, and because you have gotten to this point, we have also succeeded. We are a teacher education family. At this ceremony, the Spring 2023 pinning, which stands for Professionals Embracing Novices, you will be pinned by your mentor, who is agreeing to provide you with professional support throughout your career. You will now have the support of this mentor as well as the entire ASU education family. As you will not forget us, I'm just going to remind you who we are. Dr. DeQueer, Ms. Jefferson, Dr. Medlock, Dr. Mosley, Dr. Usawansa, Dr. Pogue, Dr. Porter, Dr. Stafford, Ms. Fleming, and Ms. Ford. We won't forget you either. I'm now going to turn the program over to Zoe Hayden. You know what, Zoe? Here, my card. Here. It's okay. Okay. Okay, it's ready.
Good evening, everyone. I will be doing a poem dedicated to our wonderful profession, teaching. Teaching is a commitment to instill knowledge in the minds and hearts of all students. It is so much more than just a job. It requires a love of humanity, a belief in the human spirit, a dedication to excellence, and a resolve to make a difference in the lives of others. It is the foundation upon which all forms of progress are based. Those who were destined to teach spend their lifetimes investing in the dreams of their students. And in doing so, their own dreams invariably comes true. To enlighten, to awaken, to aspire all of those whose lives they touch. I'm sorry. This is their dream. Woo. Thank you. All right, and I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Kayla Patterson.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Kayla Patterson, and I have been provided the privilege to introduce tonight's speaker. Lisa Lissette Williams is the daughter of Mr. Theodore S. Williams, Sr., and the late Mrs. Elizabeth Sapp Williams. She has one brother, Theodore S. Williams, Jr., and one niece, Tian S. Williams, who is the light of her life. Ms. Williams is a graduate of Albany State College, 1993, Bachelor of Science Education, and at the unsinkable Albany State, 1997, Masters of Education. She earned an educational specialist and a Master's of Educational Leadership from Troy University. Ms. Williams is a dedicated employee of the Dougherty County School System. She has nurtured and provided a quality education to students for 26 years and has coached educators for 3 years. A few of her professional highlights are Kappa Delta Pi Honor Society 2002 Teacher of the Year, SACS Review Team Member, Early Childhood Summer Academy Advisor Group, Elementary School Instructional Council Member, America's Choice Math Specialist / Representative, guest speaker for the Pre-K Parent Appreciation Banquet for 2 years, and presenter for speech-language pathologists, collaborating in general education classes, practicing seamless education for 2 years. Ms. Williams serves her community as an active member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Delta Eta Omega Chapter Incorporated, and the Albany, Georgia chapter of the Lynx Incorporated. Ms. Williams lives by Micah 6:8. He has shown you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? To act justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with your God.
Great evening, everyone. I hope everyone is well. Let me just say, you all look amazing. You all are going to be some dynamite teachers, I can already tell. So I'm going to make this real simple. I asked some of our new teachers at my school, I said, what would you have liked to know your first year teaching? And we sat around and we talked about it. So I came up with just some simple tips that you all can put into your toolbox. So number one is to dress professionally. You want the respect of your parents, your students, and your peers. Number two, always be prepared. Preparation and organization are key components of a successful teacher's toolbox. So number one for your organization, no cell phones. I know that's going to be so hard. I know it. But the only time you need to have that cell phone is when you are doing a Kahoot game or when you are communicating with your parents. But other than that, no cell phones. Arrive on time. Allow yourself time to come into your classroom and kind of relax before your students come in, because you want to be ready for them, because they're going to feed off of your energy. So make sure that you give yourself time to come in so you have that energy for your students throughout the day. When you write your lesson plans, remember you're writing them for your students and for the needs of your students. And it's okay if you need to adjust them. Highlight your lesson plans. Put sticky notes on your lesson plans, because remember, that's your legal document. You can take that into a court of law and say, this is what I'm doing for my students. If someone comes in and questions you about what you're teaching, you have your lesson plans. That's your legal documentation. So mark it up. Do whatever you need to do to that lesson plan to make it your own. Study your units of studies. You're going to have units of studies along with your lesson plan. Study those units of studies so that when you get in front of your students, you feel comfortable teaching your subject matter, no matter what it is. And remember, you are drawing your students in. You're hooking them. You're making this lesson special for your students. So make sure that you hone in on your craft and know that material when you're in front of your students. At the end of the day, always leave your classroom so that someone can come in and teach your class just in case you have an emergency. We never know what might happen the next day. On our way to work, we might have a sick spouse, or we might have a sick parent that we need to take care of. So always leave your classroom in a way that anyone can come in and just pick up and start teaching. You want to leave a substitute folder so that you can have all of your materials already labeled for that person when they come into your room. My next bit of advice is classroom management. Always start your year the way you want to end. Be firm, but be fair. And get to know your students, whether or not they have siblings at the school, their likes and their dislikes. You want to build a family-oriented room so that your students know that you care about them. And not only will they feel that coming from you, they'll feel that coming from their other classmates as well, because you know what? They're going to follow your lead. And if they see you and your caring heart, they're going to have the same type of heart that you have. So develop those relationships. When you're transitioning with your class, remember to always walk so you can see the front and the end of your line. I know a lot of times you might see people walking in the front of the line and the line is behind them, but you can't see what's going on behind you. So make it a habit to walk where you can see the front and the end of the line. And if you need to, well, I know I became a master at walking backwards so that I can see, especially if you're going to have the little ones, so that you can see to make sure that they're safe. Build a safe, touch-free learning environment. Again, get to know your students. Build those relationships. Call your parents and talk to your parents. Call your parents when you want to say something good about your students. They love to get those positive phone calls about how well their students are doing. And build that bond so that your parents know that you're working as partners and that you have a family community with your parents and your students. Believe in all of your students, all of them. Set high expectations. If you set the bar high, I promise you, they are going to meet the bar. Just like here at Albany State University, when your professors set that bar for you, you reach your goals because they have faith in you. Have that same faith in your students. Set that bar high. They will reach that bar. Celebrate every growth. If they take a test and on the next test they make 2 points higher, celebrate those 2 points. Because you know what? The next time they're going to make 10 points because they're going to remember how you celebrated them for that one of those 2 points, and they're going to keep excelling and growing. So just show them how passionate you are about that growth. And find something positive to say to your students every day. Every day, find something positive. Plant that seed in them so that they're ready to come back to school the next day. Read to your students. You want them to be lifelong learners. If you're in the elementary grades, you can start reading half of a book, and the next day read the second half. If you're in the upper grades, find chapter books and read one chapter one day and another chapter the next day. And that way you have them hooked, and they're ready to know what's happening in the story. We want them to be lifelong learners. Just like we as educators, we never stop learning. I learn something new every day as an instructional coach. I go out, I read different books. We have book studies. So we want our students to also be lifelong learners. Ask for help. Do not be afraid to ask for help. You're going to have your team members, your instructional coaches, your mentors, your curriculum coordinators. You're going to have each other. Don't lose contact, because you all are going to need each other your first year of teaching. Lean on each other and ask for help. And lastly, make it a priority to take a mental health day. If you need a mental health day, it's okay. If you are overwhelmed, if you feel like, you know what, I just need to stay home and kind of relax today, let me lay out all of my books, let me get everything together, that is fine. Take that day, because you know what? You want to be your best, not only for yourself and your family, but for your students, because they're depending on you to give them your best every day, and you have to be 100. And that means if you need to take a day to relax, take that day, because when you come back, you're going to be better. So I want you to remember this, you lovely, lovely group of educators. I am proud of you. Thank you for letting me share in this night with you. And remember that you have a team that has your back. Dr. Medline has my number. If you ever need me for anything, I am here. I love the unthinkable, and I will be ready to mentor you and answer any questions. Again, thank you, and I hope these tips you'll be able to put in your toolbox and use them in the years to come. Thank you.
On behalf of our graduating class, we would like to thank Ms. Lisa Williams for coming to speak to us. As we begin our journey as educators, we will cherish this moment and all of your words of wisdom and inspiration as we take our places in our own classrooms. And we would like to present you with this token of our appreciation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Can I open it?
You can.
The Elementary Education Program of Study at Albany State University prepares candidates to teach all academic content areas to young children, grades pre-K through 5th grade. Each graduate will receive the Bachelor of Science degree in Early Childhood Education, as well as the State of Georgia Induction Level Certificate in Early Childhood Education. Will all elementary education candidates please stand and come to my left of the stage? Will those individuals who will pin the candidate please come to my right of the stage? Chastity Holly has received the highest GPA candidate in the elementary education program. Degree major, Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education. School assignment was Hutto Elementary School in Bainbridge, Georgia. The principal was Dr. Crescenthia Gardner. Cooperating teacher was Miss Ashley Powell. University supervisor, Dr. Medlock. Chastity Holly.
Jessica Baxter. Her degree major is elementary education. Her school assignment was Norman Park Elementary in Norman Park, Georgia. Her principal was Stacy Rutledge. Her cooperating teacher was Connie Norman. Her university supervisor was Morris Arrington. Jessica Baxter is pinned by Tangela Ross, her friend and classmate. Huh? Kayla Patterson. Her degree major is a Bachelor's of Science in Elementary Education. Her school assignment was Doherty County School System's pre-K program in Albany, Georgia. Her principal was Dr. Gail Solomon. Her cooperating teacher was Sandra Pettibone. Her university supervisor was Dr. Carolyn Medlock. Kayla Patterson is penned by Michael Patterson, her father. Tangela Ross, degree major elementary education. School assignment was hand-in-hand primary in Thomasville, Georgia. Her principal was Dee Gaines. Her cooperating teacher, Elizabeth Johnson. University supervisor, Morris Arrington. Tangela Ross is penned by Jessica Baxter, her friend and classmate. Alicia Pitts, degree major, early childhood education. School assignment, Doraville United Elementary in Atlanta, Georgia. Principal was Dr. Jesse Berger. Cooperating teacher, Miss Andrea Jones. University supervisor, Carolyn Medlock. Alicia Pitts is penned by her loving grandmother named Beverly Pitts. Throughout her 35 years of teaching experience, kindness, intelligence, hard work, and genuine compassion has made a difference for little learning minds all over Georgia. Today, she passes the torch along with her wisdom and love to her only granddaughter, Alicia. Morgan Taylor, degree major, elementary education. School assignment, Lamar Reese Magnet School of the Arts in Atlanta, Georgia. Principal, Dr. Jacqueline Ponder. Cooperating teacher, Miss Tara Deblina. University supervisor, Dr. Anthony Owusa Ansah. Morgan Taylor is penned by Tyrus Taylor, father who has been an educator for over 30 years. Elizabeth Thompson, degree major, elementary education, school assignment, Southside Elementary School in Cairo, Georgia. Principal was Stacy Fallow, cooperating teacher Carly Mobley, university supervisor Morris Arrington. Elizabeth Thompson is going to be pinned by me, Chastity Holly, her classmate and friend. Kiera Washington, Degree major, elementary education. School assignment was Lamar Reese Magnet School of the Arts in Albany, Georgia. Principal, Dr. Ponder. Cooperating teacher, Miss B. Smith. University supervisor, Dr. Anthony Owasu-Ansah. Kiera Washington is penned by Nalina Washington, her mother.
Please join me in giving all of the early childhood education educators another round of applause.
Good evening. The Middle Grades Program of Study at Albany State University prepares candidates to teach two of the following academic areas: English, mathematics, science, or social studies, 4th through 8th grade. Each graduate will receive the Bachelor of Science degree in Middle Grades Education, as well as the State of Georgia Induction Level Certificate in Middle Grades Education. Will all Middle Grades Education candidates please stand and come to the left of the stage? Will those individuals who will pin the candidate please come to the right of the stage? The student who had the highest GPA in Middle Grades Education is Mr. Anthony Chalk. On Anthony's behalf, we say congratulations, and I will proceed to read with the remaining two candidates for middle grades. Our next candidate is Miracle Davis. Her degree major is Middle Grades Education. Her school assignment, Washington Middle School. The principal was Tom Falla. Her cooperating teacher was Mandy Reynolds. Her university supervisor, Dr. Carolyn Medlock. And Miracle Davis is being pinned by Sabrina Williams, her mother. Our next candidate is Miss Danielle Reynolds. Her school assignment is Albany Middle School here in Albany, Georgia. The principal, Mr. Andre Simmons. Her cooperating teacher was Miss Veronica Anthony. Her supervisor was Dr. Anthony, and she is pinned by Miss Derica Reynolds, her big sister. Please give a round of applause to our middle grades education majors. The secondary education program of study at Albany State University prepares candidates to teach in the following areas: English education, science education, special education, and health and physical education. English education majors will be certified to teach grades 6 through 12. Special education and health and physical education majors will be certified to teach grades K through 12. Each graduate will receive the Bachelor of Science degree in secondary education, along with the Georgia Induction Level Certificate in secondary education. Will the secondary education candidates please stand and come to my left of the stage? Will the individual who will pin the candidates please come and stand to the right of the stage? The student who earned the highest GPA in secondary education is Mr. Garrett Anderson. Garrett could not be with us on tonight, but we congratulate him in his stead. Now we welcome the one and only candidate in secondary education, Miss Zoe Hayden. Miss Hayden has a concentration in English education. Her school assignment was Dorene Comprehensive High School here in Albany, Georgia. The principal, Mr. Jerry Sanders, the cooperating teacher, Dr. Marsha Lindsay. Her university supervisor was Dr. Medline, and Miss Hayden is now being penned by Deanna Walton, her 4th grade teacher and mentor. Please give a round of applause to our secondary education, concentration English education, Miss Zoe Hayden. We also offer a special program. It's a post-bac program where those who already have a degree can obtain their certification. And this is called the Initial Certification Program of Study here at Albany State University. And it prepares candidates in various academic content areas to teach young adolescents, grades 6th through 12th grade. Each graduate will receive an initial teaching certificate in his or her specific content area and become fully certified in the content area. Will our initial candidates please stand and come to the left of the stage, and we see he's already there. And the individual who will pin him is standing to the right of the stage. Please give a warm round of applause to Mr. Keelan Fraze. His degree was in psychology, but he earned a teaching certificate here at Albany State. Was in, hopefully I'm pronouncing this right, Dakula High School. Or Dakula High School, Dakula High School, out in Dakula, Georgia. And his university supervisor was Mr. Anthony Owusu-Ansah, and he is being penned by his mother. Congratulations. Let's give a warm round of applause.
The Noyce Grant is wished to transition into the field of education. These students are nationally recognized scholars who commit to teaching in high-need schools. Tyja Barnes-Jones joins the other 10 ASU Noyce scholars. She will graduate with a master's degree in secondary education with a concentration in science and is fully certified. She's being pinned by Dr. DeQueer, who worked really, she's being pinned by 2 people. What's her name? She's being pinned by her auntie, Dr. Pringle. Oh, hey, how are you? Small world. Mm-hmm. I have to say, the Noyce scholars finished their master's degree in 3 semesters, got totally certified, did all their student teaching, passed all their GACE, and they will be receiving a salary supplement for the next 4 years because they are Noyce scholars. I know. And no, they didn't have that when I was a teacher. Okay, I'm going to introduce and ask Alicia Pitts, Morgan Taylor, and Danielle Reynolds to come and do some reflections.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alicia Pitts, and congratulations to the graduating class of 2023 College of Education. I invite you to take a moment, take a look to your left, to your right, and all around you. Smoke in the love, joy, and excitement of our accomplishments. We made it. Where else to begin but the beginning? Walking into Hall 5 still brings me back to the self-confident and self-aware 18-year-old who thought she knew it all. She quickly realized that she knew absolutely nothing. And next thing you know, a failed freshman year was over, and she was stuck with a decision of passion or keeping up with a particular image, one she didn't even like. I stand before you today as a Dean's List graduating senior. Because I chose passion. And now that we're all stressing over lesson plans, dealing with the latest yet petty drama from our students, or obsessing over class average and just wanting to see those test percentages increase, we have all chosen passion. We chose passion when we completed the enormous Georgia Standards of Excellence file for Dr. Medline. When we read the informational yet long, articulate articles handed out by Dr. Mosley. We chose passion when we intentionally gave up an early weekend to attend class with the always interesting Dr. Medlock. And from a haunted math night with fourth graders at International Charter to finger painting with kindergartners at Alice Coachman, I can't forget about winning the teacher storybook costume contest with my students at Northside. And last but not least, having Lucky the Leprechaun visit my wonderful second graders at Doraville United. We choose to nurture our future as those before us. Our responsibility is to provide the push that helps our students achieve their highest potential. So I commend you for the work that you've done, but it has only just begun. Thank you and have a great evening.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Morgan Taylor, and I am a graduating senior who's receiving her Bachelor's of Science in Elementary Education. If someone told me 4 years ago that I would become an educator, I would tell them, girl, bye. I was dead set on becoming a lawyer, but after one political science class, I knew that path wasn't for me. However, joining this program has been a blessing. I can truly say teaching is my calling. Being in the teacher education program has taught me so much, such as being in Dr. Mosley's class, learning the correct way to say the alphabet. It was very troubling being 20 years old and not knowing how to sound out the letter B. Or like being in Dr. Stafford's class where you would get every material under the sun needed to become successful. I will always miss those midnight calls about my missing assignments. Lastly, Dr. Medline's class, who gave me a love for teaching science and doing experiments, which is the main reason I chose a job as a fourth grade science teacher in Rockdale County. With these professors constantly checking in, motivating us, and pushing us to be our absolute best, I would not be standing here today, and for that, I thank you. Last but certainly not least, I would like to thank the Blueprint for It All. Tyrus and Carla Taylor, my parents. My dad, who has been an educator for over 25 years, has shown me that teachers really can change lives. Even if it is as simple as a hey or is everything okay. And to my mother, who has shown me that it is never too late to give up on your dreams and passions. Her going back to school to become a teacher, because that's what she loved to do, made me think about my passions and what I love to do, and that was teaching. So her first day of teaching, I went and changed my major. I love you guys. In conclusion, without all the support from my friends, my family, and my department, I would not be the woman I am today. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Oh, yeah. No, this got to come down. That ain't going to work. So Dr. Medlock asked me to write a reflection for you all today. And I sat in front of my computer, so many memories in my head, and I didn't know where to start. And then it hit me. Dr. Anthony, Dr. Medlock, and Dr. DeQueer. Every memory I had from this program involved one of those professors. Dr. Anthony is probably so happy I'm leaving, as he has had to put up with me every semester throughout my matriculation here at Albany State. But I would not be the student or educator I am today without his kindness and support. Anyone that has met Dr. Medlock knows that she is a force to be reckoned with. In the words of the educators at Albany Middle School, she is colorful and spunky. She has been such an amazing guide through the challenges of both my practicum courses and student teaching. I'm sure my classmates will agree that no one is tougher on us than Dr. Medlock, but when we achieve the success she has pushed us towards, no one cheers louder. For those of us in the social studies department, there is no greater ally, resource, or fountain of knowledge than Dr. DeQueer. After studying for weeks in preparation for my GACE content exam, as well as having taken a prep class that was taught by Dr. DeQueer, in the 9th hour before my exam, she sent me an email to come to her office. And that day, she handed me the keys to success. From practice tests to workbooks, she gave me all the tools, and I went home and crammed all of that knowledge into my brain. And thanks to her kindness and support, I was able to not only meet, but exceed my expectations on my content exam. I will never be able to truly thank her for all her help. This is y'all's fault. I would be remiss to not acknowledge my amazing classmates. Without the group chats, class discussions, and collective confusion, this program would not have been the same. It has been a pleasure and a privilege to grow as people and educators alongside you all. This is all y'all's fault. I am so happy for all of the students that will be lucky enough to get you all as teachers, as I know you are all great and will only get greater. This program has forever changed me for the better as both a person and a teacher. So to all the members of the teacher education program here at Albany State University, I offer my sincerest thank you.
Well, good afternoon. I would not tell you my name because they were talking about me, so my name is Dr. Carolyn. I don't know the last name right about now. Speakers, program participants, you all were awesome. I don't know why you're doing all that crying, because you fuss all the time. So just in case, I brought you some tissue. You know, what's all that about? Y'all ready for this moment. Y'all told me you couldn't wait. And you won't see me anymore, Dr. Medlock, but yet you're crying. And you're ready to be a school teacher, but yet you're crying. I'm not understanding. But we are so proud of you. You work hard. You know you did. Now stop the crying. I say you were crying. I ain't say keep crying. Past tense, that's a verb. I think. English teacher, is that right? Okay. Okay. So you have earned this moment. You have worked so very hard for it. And we are so proud of you. But guess what? All those teachers, all those professors, all those reports, and all those phone calls at 3 o'clock in the morning from Dr. Spafford, you got to say thank you. So stand up and give all our professors a thank you. You wouldn't have made it without them. I know you're mad at them, but you love them now, right? Nothing but love. Nothing but love. Okay, here we are. Miss Williams, thank you. You were sick, and she said, only for you, Dr. Medlock. But when I met Miss Williams, I was real young. I'm a little bit younger than what I am now. And I think it was your first year teaching. Is that right? First year teaching. And we talked and we talked and we talked. I don't know whether I mentored you or not, but you came to my house a couple of times. sitting down about some lesson plans. I don't know, you call that mentor. It wasn't a name then. It was called Teachers Helping Teachers. But we're so proud of you. Thank you. We will remember those words of encouragement and those tips for the toolbox. What a job, what a job. You're off to an awesome task. As I say in class so often, if I had to do all over again, and what profession would I choose? What would I always say? I would be a teacher. I know y'all forgot I said that. I say it all the time. You said, oh, I didn't hear you. I would say it all the time. I would be a teacher. Good times, bad times, indifferent times. The best profession in the world. All right, here we are. We have some scholars that were outstanding. And here we are. Our highest secondary is Garrett Anderson, and he is not here, but Garrett Anderson. Our highest early childhood education, elementary education, GPA on the main campus, none other than Morgan Taylor. And our highest elementary education, GPA, none other, in Cairo campus is none other than Chastity Holly. And highest middle grade, he is not here, but in his absence, I will definitely tell you who it is Anthony Chalk. And where are we? Okay, I'll return control to Dr. Medline, our chair of the School of Education.
I think Dr. Medlock did the closing remarks, don't you? So I want to thank you for coming, and I'd like to recognize our staff, just like Dr. Medlock did. They are really gifted, and we do turn out some wonderful teachers. I also think that I would like the class of 2023 to please stand, turn around, and thank your parents. And your other family members. I know they're all really happy that you're going to be earning your own money. Right? Exactly. So now when you run out of money, moms and dads and grandparents, you can just call them and say, can I borrow some money? There you go. And I want to thank Ms. Williams. I had no idea, but her dad and my husband worked together for years, and so that was a really special treat for me. Thank you. And commencement's tomorrow. I know you're brokenhearted about that and that you can hardly wait to get there, so be on time, please. And in the words of George Washington Carver, education is the key that unlocks the golden door to freedom. So go forth and change the world. There's refreshments in the atrium, and thank you so much for coming, everybody.